Hello. Hi, Sydney. Hi, India. Hi, everyone. Hi. Today's is an RJ show, so I have to imitate, right? Hey, Sydney. Hi, Sydney. Have to have my thing, the flock flying here. That's Vidya Balan. Aren't you all reminded of Vidya Balan from Munna Bhai MBBS? Hi, I can see one there. Who is that? Tap, tap. Knock, knock. Hi, Sydney. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Two. It's just trickling down. 3, 4, 5, 6. I need more people. So how was your Wednesday? Who is on the other side? I wouldn't have a clue. If you just want to say hi to me and which place you're from, that would be great. I can connect with you all, right? A single dot connects everything. Thank you, Geeta. Oh, this is Geeta Auntie. Thank you, Geeta Auntie. Have to be more specific, right? There's a little bit of hierarchy when elders come in. Thank you, Auntie. The same thing happened with a few others. Like if there is a hierarchy in the age difference and everything, like we are so much so tuned to calling Auntie or something, and nowadays like they don't like the word Auntie, but I really don't mind. And so our mom's friends, I call everyone Auntie. So thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. You've been very active on my Sari gallery page. That's very good to know, and keep posting those pictures. I love the uniform saris there. Beautiful, beautiful saris. It's all about inspiring the ladies in the group. Come on, ladies. So one is from India, one is from Sydney, two from India. Yeah, everyone, even I'm from India, but in Sydney. So, oh, hi, come on, ladies. Abhilasha, if you're watching, I have already sent you a request. Perhaps you just need to. Oh, yeah, thank you, Abhilasha. I think I should be able to bring you on the frame straight away. Look, the system has worked. So I have sent you the request again. Thank you, Abhilasha. Probably, yes, it is adding. Yay! Hi, Abhilasha.
Hello.
Good, good. The technology did work. Mom, yeah. The technology did work. Sometimes it's always a hassle, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's very challenging at times, but yay, it worked. It's all good when it works. Thank you, Shubha. So how was your Wednesday? So I can just chat to you now rather than the audience. How was your Wednesday?
Absolutely. I have a feeling I probably am double connected there.
Is it?
So, yeah. So,
Maybe just leave this one, which one is active, and you can disconnect the other one.
yeah. Okay. Sounds
From
good.
my side, it's all good. Maybe from your end, it might be echoing or something. Thank you, Lata, for joining in. Thank you. Oh, good. There's a good number here. I think we should keep going. And well, the technology did not play up today. So it has worked, which is great. So when technology works, everything works. So it's all good to go. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the Wholesome Wednesday session number 92. Today, it's all about saris and chatting with the radio jockey, most popularly known as RJ. And she is Mrs. Abhilasha Thakur. She's disappeared, but she will come back. It was easy to add her, so she will come back. So continuing with my usual happy birthdays, and my huge apologies. I did not do a birthday post from last week. I don't know, maybe I was a bit overwhelmed or whatever. I'm really, really apologizing to all the ladies who celebrated the birthday from last week to this week. I will go through their names. And these are the names which popped up on my Facebook system. The previous week was Ranju Ranjita, Chandrika Lokanath, Shilpi Gupta, Shravani Raghu, Brunda Ashok, Savita Kendan Gane Gowda, Lavanya, Vijaya Prasad, Renuka Lingayat, Tanvi, Shaila Mallikarjun, and Rajeshwari Subhash. Sorry, ladies, wishing you all a very, very belated happy birthday. And today's birthdays, three of them are sharing the same birthday today, which is Rajkumari Palyam, Shweta Kiran, and Punima Sridharan. Ladies, wishing you all a very, very happy birthday. So here comes a few more people here. Triveni Ashok, thank you for joining in. Lata Nagaraj Auntie, thank you, Auntie, for joining in. Hello, Hema, how are you? I'm so good, Auntie. Thank you so much. Punima Manjunath saying, hey ma, beautiful sarees, and hello and regards to Auntie. Thank you, Punima. Yes, today's sari, it's not extraordinary sarees. They are all simple sarees. Mine is a hand-woven cotton silk sari, and mom's is an art silk sari. Lata Nagaraj, is she your mom? Yes, Auntie. Hopefully you should have recognized her. Yes, she is my mom. Abhilasha, I tried. I think you did not let me add. Try again sending me a request. That's the only way I can add you. Can you try, Abhilasha? Oh yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I've just added you. Yes, that's great. It's so tricky sometimes, you know. It kind of like, you know, disappears in the ether and then you have to figure out. And I was able to see just then. Yeah. Thank you, Abhilasha. Looking gorgeous. You've got some green and orange color, same orange color as me. Oh, that's awesome, Sari. I just love that sari. It's got beautiful whirly work and, you know, all flags of the Indian colors. Superb. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
There's no audio.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. So what sari is it? Is it a silk sari?
Just a normal cotton malmal sari.
Oh yeah, cotton malmal. It's so beautiful, perfect, you know, Indian flag colors. Beautiful, beautiful. I have to look for that sari now. No, I can't hear you. Your audio has gone off again.
Better now?
Yeah, it's good now. Thank you. I've got a few people here. Geeta Ram, thank you so much for joining in. Who else has joined? Punita, thank you. Triveni, thank you. Vijaya Lakshmi, thank you. Lata Nagaraj saying she resembles like your auntie Chennamma. Anyway, coming to my national days today, I've got a few days here, which is quite interesting. Today is celebrated as National Panda Day. And pandas, as you know, it's very popular and in China. And there are two subspecies. One is the giant black and white panda and the kindling panda. They are only known in China. Oh, they are so cuddly and so sweet. It was very good to see them, in China, and they're very, very cuddly. The next one is the Purim Day. Purim is a Jewish festival which is celebrated, and so that's especially today, and it's a religious festival celebrated by the Jewish people. And following that is the fast of Esther. This is another preceding day of the festival of Purim. Again, to commemorate the events in the book of Esther. I haven't read that. So it's more about, it's a minor fast day, which is broken at the dawn and ends during the sunset. And the next one is, I just love this. I didn't know that this is there. Everything you do is right day. So whatever you do today, it could be anything. Just take it for granted. It is your right. And whatever you do today is right. Whether you sing, whether you dance, whether you scold anyone, whatever it is. So just consider it to be the right day. The next one is the Freedom of Information Day. So this one was observed on James Madison's birthday, the 4th president of the United States. And he's remembered as the father of Constitution, who drafted and promoted the American Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And Freedom of Information Day is celebrated today. So that's another Freedom of Information Day. And the next one is the National Artichoke Day. Who figured out that, you know, artichokes also have a special connection, and it is celebrated as the National Artichoke Day. And in Telugu and Kannada, it is known as Jerusalem Palle Puvu or Palle Huva. And in Hindi, it is called Surajmukhi Ka Pauda or Hati Chak or Hati Pichi. So whatever you call it, anyway, as long as you eat the artichokes today, so that's how you can promote and entertain yourself, celebrating the National Artichoke Day. The next one is very, very important, and we are all aware of it, and it is the National Vaccination Day. So the new addition to that is the COVID-19 vaccination. Other than that, previous years, it was more to do with different kinds of vaccination available. And we are all well aware of that. And it is part and parcel of the WHO immunization program, which is developed through globally, and everyone is aware of it. So that's National Vaccination Day. And the next one is applicable, especially for me. It's No Selfies Day. So obviously I couldn't take any selfies today. Saying that, I have to lie. I did take a few selfies, but I alerted my husband, who is on a webinar, saying as soon as you finish your webinar, I would have finished my session. You're going to come and take photographs of both me and mom. So as a reserve, I have taken it just in case, you know, if he goes off to sleep, he sleeps off early. So just he forgets and goes off to sleep. I had to kind of like back myself up. So it's both. So I'm just, you know, following the no selfie day as well, but in the backup, I've just got to take the pictures. At least I have to take one or two. So I have to justify myself there. And I think that brings to the National Day segment, right? And coming to tonight's session, right? We are all reminded of, not we, I would say, especially me, I'm reminded of Vidya Balan, you know. In 2 movies, she became popular, becoming an RJ. Tumhari Sulu was one, and the other one was Munna Bhai MBBS, saying, "Morning, good morning, Mumbai." And then it was in Tumhari Sulu, she used to say, "Sulu ke saath kaun baat karna chahta hai?" Am I right? Am I right, Abhilasha?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Absolutely right. So what's your kind of style, Abhilasha?
Well, I think when I actually did go for audition, I did want to say, "Good morning, Sydney." But then I was told, "Hey, it's Australia is listening." And I didn't think "Good morning, Australia" really gelled well. So I said, you know what, I'll just say, "I'm Abhilasha." Or, you know,
Okay.
aap sun rahe ho. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I was kind of like Googling to find out, like, you know, what are the other movies in Bollywood which was related to more radio. I figured there is a Netflix movie called the 99.9 FM. I haven't watched, I have to watch. And there is a movie called Radio. I haven't watched that. And the other one is also called Radio Jockey. I haven't watched that. So these are the three movies I have to watch. Perhaps maybe I will target you, Pooja, to watch them and let me know whether they are worth watching. And also, like, you know, coming to the other a special person who is very famous in India is everyone knows it is Amin Sayani ji, right? I just love the presentation, and I never used to miss Binaka Geetmala. And he's 89 of years age now, and there was a special show commemorating all his presentation and everything in Sydney. This was quite a few years ago. It was awesome to watch, and it was in his voice. The narrative and everything was in his voice. Superb voice. What a golden voice it is. And a singer singing the song, and the narrative was like, you know, little snippets of the musician, little snippets of, like, you know, how the lyrics came about, little snippets about, like, you know, why Lataji sang like this. And, you know, in those popular years was more about, like, you know, Lataji, Rafiji, Kishore, Alka Yagnik, and, you know, Udit Narayan. Saying that next month the three legends are coming here: Alka Yagnik, Udit Narayan, and who is the other person attached to that? Kumar Sanu. So all these three are coming next month. So I'll be going to that show, but I don't want to miss that. So these were the popular ones during the days of All India Radio. It was Radio Ceylon. That was the base, where Mr. Amin Sayani hosted the Binaka Geetmala. Binaka Geetmala has changed so many titles. It was Binaka Geetmala, and then it became Sibaka Sangeetmala, and then again it became Sibaka Geetmala, and then again Colgate Sibaka Sangeetmala. So, and very, very popular was Amin Sayani ji. So there you go. That's the only one I can think of. And I would never listen to other radio shows. Did you have anyone growing up as an RJ?
Interesting fact there. In addition to, I'm not sure if most people know, but Sunil Daji had also started his career with Ceylon as a radio jockey.
Oh, I know about Javed Jaffrey.
I know he's actually Miss Balraj Sani. So he was the, no, I'm sorry, I didn't get I think I got the last name wrong, but his name was Balraj. And that's the name that's the name he used on Ceylon as. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I know about Javed Jaffrey being on the RJ as well in one of the All India Radio's platform, which was Vivid Bharati. It changed its name, like, you know, several times. But anyway, it was from 1989 to 1994 or something. So yeah, all relating to those, you know, RJs, which is what, you know, comes through to my mind. Well, radio, without a radio, it's a deaf world. A world without television is a blind world. A world without telephone is a dumb world. A world without communication is indeed a crippled world. Someone, you know, on the Google has mentioned about this. And I think it perfectly, you know, fits into this category here, where it's a part and parcel of our daily activity. Like, you know, at work, I do listen to radio. I keep changing stations. I do listen to radio. It's a variety of information what you get during that 2 hours or 3 hours segment, whoever is hosting the show. So bringing across is Abhilasha is already here. So let me introduce Abhilasha to you, ladies. Abhilasha is from Sydney, and she is a radio jockey by passion, an IT professional, and she is a Rajput born and Hyderabadi brought up, making her a multicultural and multilingual person. She says that she's lucky to have been born in a place with such great heritage and most lip-smacking food. Like any Hyderabadi, She loves her biryani and kebabs. And at the same time, she enjoys yummy South Indian food like idli, dosa, and sambar. Have you tried all the powders which the Telugu people make? The pickles and
Well,
the powders?
yes, I have tried them, store bought, and we have come to a stage as a family where we actually make our own stuff as well. So I
Correct.
think I'm settling family now.
True, true. And they are yummy. Like, you name it, they make chutney powder in anything, including chicken and lamb and pork and, prawns, whatever you name it. And it was mind boggling when I heard that. What? Chicken pickle? It was mind boggling. You name it, yeah. You name it, a pickle is ready in that name. It was interesting. Anyway, Abhilasha is married to a lovely Telugu person, and she has two beautiful kids aged 13 and 9. They've had a very adventurous life so far. They have been in California for 5 years and 4 years in Sydney. As mentioned before, she is into IT and a business project manager by profession, but her love of connecting with people and expressing herself got her a gig to be a RJ on an Indian radio show. It's Indian Link, right?
Indian Link, right? Yes.
Yeah. And she hosts a weekly show every Thursday evening at the local radio station. What an honor. Her newfound love is rock climbing, and she is also learning ice skating. Hats off to you. I did go with a bunch of girls to do the rock climbing. I couldn't climb even one or two, so I had to post just for the picture saying, I have been to the rock climbing. I couldn't do anything. It is such an enormous task for me. Probably you have figured out being slim, it would be easy for you.
No,
Did you find it difficult?
I like to compete with my children. So if they can do it, then
You have to do it. True. Like, sometimes children are the inspiration, isn't it? She loves music and likes grooving to good numbers. Being an Indian, she loves our culture and would love to drape a sari for the right event. And today's her sari is so gorgeous, has got all the beautiful colors of the Indian flag and very soft malmal cotton. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got some whirly prints as well. Awesome, awesome sari. And not only this, she is a volunteer with the Support Girls Australia, and she is also a strong advocate of diversity and inclusivity, thus giving back to the community. That's so good, Abhilasha. So let us put Abhilasha not in the host seat, on the other side, and ask her questions, what made her come into this RJ platform?
sounds good.
I can't hear you, Abhilasha. It's breaking up. No, it's kind of like the sound is breaking up.
Is this better?
Yeah, this is better.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get into this lovely job?
So just browsing through Facebook one day, and then I saw that Indian Link was looking for radio jockeys, and this was about 3 years ago. I did go. I auditioned for it.
Sorry,
and,
mom is leaving.
They had a lot of people, so they decided to put me on hold for some time, and then again they had a couple of vacancies, so they called back to me and said, if you're still interested, we want to try you out. So my mic testing happened. I went live on a show with the co-host, and then they said, yeah, I think it's lovely, we want to have you over and we want you to host the shows. I said, okay, I can do that.
Excellent. So you kind of like do a Thursday show from 6 to 9 p.m. So what's the show's name? What is it called?
So yeah, the show is called Safarnama, and so typical radios, if you look, there is a pattern. The morning and evening time when people are actually commuting, then you want to have a show is very peppy, and that's that's very engaging. So the drive is more enjoyable. So Safarnama,
Correct.
as the word means, a journey and being a
Journey.
companion. So
Yeah.
that's what the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to get that slot also, isn't it? And that's a well
Yeah.
wanted slot for that particular time, especially like, 4 to 6 and like, 6 to 9, whatever, 6 to 8 or 6 to 9. Some go for 2 hours, some go for 3 hours, depending on what radio it is.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
interesting. So, how did you manage, like, doing both the jobs, like, full time IT and then,
Yeah, and I think that was one of the reasons I had to pick a evening show, because then I could finish my work, and
work?
then five, to five you finish your work, then you have an hour's time to prepare for yourself, and then start your radio shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So it kind of like, you have to be prepared on various topics, and, you should be aware of the current affairs as well, like as to what's happening. So how do you strike the conversation?
Yeah. So when you start off as a beginner, I think I invested a lot of time.
Mm.
What the whole the whole script of the show is actually called a fabric in radio
Mhm.
terminology. It's called show's fabric.
Fabric,
So
yeah.
so on a Thursday, I would start working from Monday itself to say, okay, what am I going to talk about? In fact, in the beginning, I would actually script my conversation as well, because I wasn't sure, if I would be able
Yeah,
to manage the flow. So I had everything
correct.
scripted, but then over a
Right.
period of time, you're so confident with
You
the
get
mic
used
that you
to it.
just go ahead and
Yeah,
talk. Yeah.
just do it. Yeah, even for my wholesome Wednesday, I was kind of thinking, I have to make something unique and different. And,
Yeah.
especially like, the warm up. So I had to come up with some idea. I thought, okay, wishing the gorgeous ladies their birthday, it takes some time. And it kind of like, interesting to see how the birthdays kind of like, get announced or get noticed. Sometimes I don't notice any, sometimes I do notice. And it's nice. I just thought, okay, I'll just bring that across to the platform. And then I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking, I have to come make it very unique and something different. And I just came up with the national days, because Australia as such doesn't have any national days. And the global national days, like, it's very interesting. You come to know so many things. And as I mentioned, like today, whatever you do is the right day today. So whatever we are doing
So,
today will be
yeah.
right.
And when you were saying you were doing this, it was just running through my mind, saying it's so similar to RJ's
Yeah,
concept, because that's exactly what I do as well. I look at, if when it's my show, I look at what day it is, and then we talk about, have conversations around that topic. So
yeah,
much similar to what you're doing.
similar to that. So I had to come up with something, like, I thought, okay, let me just kind of pick this up and, bring it to the platform of the national days. And that's how I introduced a pattern. And then, after I finished, like, as you said, you have to prepare yourself for the script and what you do. So after the show, I kind of like, do a post as to what it is. And you have to invest so much time, isn't it? Like, it's time consuming. You have, even if you are doing like an hour show, it's
Yeah.
like a 4 hours job in the
Yeah.
whole week, like, pre and post. It takes about 4 hours for me, like, to bringing this to the platform. Like, one week you kind of like think, okay, what am I doing, who am I approaching, do a few phone calls and bring that, and then again you talk to them, you convince them, etc. But in yours, you kind of like, do that, but you will be having listeners tuning in and asking you random questions, and they will be putting you on spot, isn't it? For that, you have to be prepared.
Yes, absolutely. So I think because this is just a Hindi channel,
Yeah,
mostly, very Bollywood oriented.
oriented. Yeah,
Most conversations are around the movies, and either the latest movies, or what kind of song they want me to play, in their honor, stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes they ask for a song, and that song, you can't get that song in your database, because either they have said the wrong wording or the wrong movie, and you got to
correct.
go do your Google search before you actually are able to find
Actually,
that. So
find that and play it on the spot, isn't it? Like, you're just given like a fraction of a minute or something, and you have to just immediately say, okay, here is the song,
so
isn't
you
it?
typically line up the songs and then you tell them, okay, this song is playing, and then we'll play the song after, because you
Yeah,
need as a system, you have to line your songs up, and you can fit in when you can, when you're ready to. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what was it working during COVID? Like, did you have to go to the office, or it was pretty quiet during that time?
Yeah, so unfortunately, with the I think with the radio system, unless you have that kind of a console back home, then you actually
Yeah,
can't work. So
can't do
so
it.
most
Yeah,
what the radio station had done was they actually put on recorded shows, because we were
yeah,
not able to travel. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so,
Understandable.
so it's
Yeah.
something you have to be in the studio to do.
Yeah. So if you have the PA system, probably you should be able to, sorry, your audio system, you should be able to do it from the comfort of your home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes.
were you kind of like given enough training about the usage of the technical equipment? And have you ever seen what it was in those yesteryears from India and coming back here, how it is as the technology changed?
Well, I wouldn't know about what I think. In a way, what we have in India is even more advanced, because it's radio is more popular there,
Popular.
and
I know. For a country like India, there are so many stations, isn't it?
yeah,
And the waves are
uh,
so many. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. So, but yes, I did get training around, what the console, how do you work on that? Because there are quite a few features where just as simple as answering a phone, the phone doesn't come to your console, it comes on a different phone. Then you transfer the line, and then you put the person on air. And then there's another, my favorite feature is where you actually get to reduce the volume of the song and then
Yeah.
talk on is playing, so you're actually communicating what you want to while the song is playing. So that's one of my favorite features.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So it will be just be playing in the background and you talk to the audience, and then you kind of like revert back saying, here is the
Yeah.
song.
So
Ah,
the ability to reduce the volume, so the listeners are listening to the song, but then your voice is actually the front. It takes the precedence. So that way, you're, so sometimes when you're, like when it's raining, right, and you want to play all barsat songs, and then you want to
Barsat
play
and Barishka
this
songs and all.
song,
Yeah.
and then maybe narrates of incidents or something about your life with the song, so then you want to talk about it while the music starts off, and then
Yeah.
increase the volume, so then you fade off, and then the song starts playing.
Song starts in. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. And to keep abreast of the new songs, whatever. Like, do you listen to new songs, or are you a fan of new songs, or just old songs?
So well, again, you the audience would want to listen to the new song, so yeah, you
Yeah.
have to keep abreast with the updates and the new movies. So in fact, the songs release before the movies do. So
Correct.
as an organization, we get notification that this album is released, so then
Yeah.
we do listen to it, and then we
Listen
play
to
those.
that.
Yeah, so that way we get to know the songs as well ahead of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. So it's more a learning curve, isn't it? Like, every day and every show would be like, you'll be learning something or the other.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. From there was a time when I barely could, name a few singers, uh, but now I'm like, okay, I know, I know which singer I want to play a song of, and then it's not just singers, the musicians, it's the
Yeah,
lyricists, it's everybody. So you want to give credit to everybody that's involved,
everybody. Yeah,
not the stars that are, that you see in front
yeah,
of the on the screen. So yeah, there's a lot of background story, and you want to communicate that to your listeners. So that's
listeners. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
when
Um,
when I'm sorry, when Lata Mangeshkar ji passed away, that that was a week where we continuously played her songs, and that was such a learning experience for me, because I think from 1940s onwards she has been, singing, and such beautiful songs, and no two songs of her are the same. So it just even if it's the same era, her songs from one movie to the other, it's so different in treatment that you feel so refreshed. So
Refresh.
it's
Yeah.
a learning
And they're
experience.
so meaningful songs, isn't it? Very
Absolutely.
meaningful songs. And
Yeah.
even saying that, the new ones are also, sometimes really nice, but it's the generation, from my era who would say, oh no, I would just stick to the old ones. There are people like, who wouldn't want to budge, they are still, tuned to listening to the old songs than the new songs. But some new songs are really nice, like especially like, I'm a fan of Artichoke Singh, so and he's coming as
Yeah.
well, so I'm just eagerly looking to attend his concert. So oh yeah, I
Yeah.
just love his
Sonu
song.
Nigam can never be old. He's like evergreen. He's got
Yeah.
beautiful songs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So
and the new migrants coming in, and if they are listening via the app or something, and they all want new songs rather than the old songs, isn't it? The
yeah.
newer generation.
Yep. So yeah, you got to play a mix of songs. You got to play it. It all depends on what, like I said, if it's raining, then you want to play Barish songs. If it is, a different weather, or if a different mood, you want to play songs which connect with your listeners.
Listener.
So that
Yeah.
cover, yeah, you cover
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. So have you come across anyone like asking you questions about politics, Indian politics, or sport, or any kind of that stuff?
No, I think there was one time when we were talking about, I think towards the end of the year, we were talking about, how the topic I had chosen was to be thankful, to be grateful, because the year is ending and you're wrapping up.
Yeah.
But there was a quite an intense conversation there where people were, a caller had really gone a little deeper into how women, are sometimes not treated well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That got sensitive, but then I just tried working around and saying, let's look at the brighter picture, and let's look at how about celebrating what's good in our life.
Yeah.
Because,
Rather than, entering into a conversation which would be unpleasant for both the sides, isn't it? Yeah. You
absolutely,
you
yeah.
have to tackle it in a very mindful way.
Absolutely, because the listeners want to listen to, they want to be happy, and that's why they want to listen to radio, and you don't want to
Correct. Yeah.
them
Yeah.
move. That's not good.
Yeah, especially when they are on the public transport or when they are commuting, uh, it's just a feel good songs keeps you going, especially if you're driving a long drive,
Absolutely.
commuting, which is like an hour's drive or something. In my instance, it's only 5 minutes away. So by the time you start one song, and by the time the song ends, I'm at home. So that's how close I am. I'm very fortunate in that way. So it's just one song. You play the song, because usually normally the songs are like 5 minutes, and it's exactly 5 minutes to work. So by the time I start the song and it ends, I'm door to door. It takes me so much. So obviously, like feel good songs makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Um, who do you think will be your role model in this industry?
Well, that's a very good question. It's been a while that I have listened to Indian, radio jockeys or Indian songs, but I think it's more so when I listen to my colleagues. Some of them are so instant; they just can talk so beautifully on any topic, and they sound so good. So I think quite a few of my colleagues, I just take inspiration from them because they are more relevant to me in
Yeah.
my current environment. So yeah, I think, and our format is different. Mostly radio shows. If you listen to the Australian shows or around the world, they are co-hosts. They're two or three people. They're talking and then
Host.
they
Yeah.
host. But but when you are alone hosting, that's where your ability comes up, because it's a conversation you're having with a lot of people, yet with yourself. So I
Yeah.
guess point I'm just looking at my colleagues for that inspiration.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. So, do you have any advice for anyone starting in this RJ career pathway? like, there will be so many parents here, or even parents themselves, who want to take that as a hobby or passion, doing something over the weekend or maybe after hours, or maybe young kids wanting to get into this career pathway. So do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I think with that little experience I have, my 2 cents are that it's a lot of fun when you enjoy your own company.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to, because in the studio you're just by yourself. You have your mic, you are there. So
And
as
that's
long as
it.
you enjoy session by yourself, you enjoy your time, and you have an opportunity to express yourself, and you're able to formulate your thoughts. I think you'll enjoy it. So, and it
Enjoy.
is not work, so there is got to, like any job, right? There is a little bit of effort that is behind the scenes that you got
You
to put
have to
in.
say, yeah, yeah. In any job for that matter, it has its own ups and downs. So once you know what you're looking for and what you have to be prepared for, then it keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. And what important lesson have you learned from this RJ career? Like, anything take home messages for the new ones?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working from home for like last 4 years. So I travel to the city only to do this show, and it takes a lot of effort, going and coming back. But I think it just gives you that satisfaction at the end of the day, that when you listeners are calling you and appreciating you for either the song, your choice of songs, or some of them had called and said, you have a beautiful voice. I'm like, oh, that's nice of you to say that.
Say that,
So
yeah.
get that kind of compliments, and then you feel very satisfied. So I guess it just makes you very happy about your contributions.
You're being complimented, and you kind of like think, oh, okay, well, my effort didn't go into waste.
Yeah.
The radio jockeys are very, very creative. So what's your creative side?
um, I draw inspiration from everybody around me, so it could, like, I'm very passionate about diversity and inclusivity, so I make sure that I try to bring those conversations around. I'm
Around,
very
yeah.
passionate, the just any cause as such. So I try looking up for stories that actually talk about people's generosity, people just how kind they could be for strangers, pay it forward,
Correct, yeah.
any of these things. And you never know, right, who's listening to you, and even if you can impact one person,
One person,
um,
true,
yeah,
true.
that's a thing. So yeah, so that's where I think draw my
Yeah.
creativity from.
Even with my wholesome Wednesday session, like, I think even if one, gets into my platform, that's so good, because I'm kind of like, inspiring just one person. I've got that satisfaction. I know I spend a lot of time, that's separate, but I
Yeah.
kind of like, at the end of the day after the session, I think, oh, wow, not bad. I did this.
Yeah. Well,
Oh dear. There was another interesting one, they say that the radio jockeys are always in contact with the celebrities. So have you come across any celebrity?
well, I haven't, but the one of our station managers, she recently, I think a couple of months ago, she interviewed Salman Khan, and I jumped at it. I'm like, oh my God, you got an opportunity to Salman. I was like, yeah, but that he was on the phone, but still, it was. I said, I wish I could get to talk to him. So maybe someday.
Someday, yeah, yeah. And then you become famous too. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. So there was one more I wanted to ask. Um, so what's your favorite dedication song? Like, if you have to dedicate a song during the session, what would be the dedication song you would choose?
Yeah, so there's this Sonu Nigam song. I think
Uh-huh.
Kal Ho Na Ho, one of my favorite songs.
Favorite ones? Yeah.
Yeah, touches a chord,
You know what? Sonu
and then
Nigam is also coming in the month of June. We are talking about concerts now. So April, May, June, July, August, and September, we all have different concerts. won't be able to do in September. So hopefully other concerts I should be able to join in.
Keep me posted. I would love to join.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So Sonu Nigam's Kal Ho Na Ho is the favorite of yours, you know, if you kind of like
Yeah.
want to do that as a dedication song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the dedication song question, you know, I wanted to ask you. Um, any fantasy?
I'll tell you what. The So the radio station is on is in the city. It's on. It's when you look out of the window, you see the river, you see the Darling Harbor, and
Okay.
that view is so beautiful, so mesmerizing that you can sit there for hours and keep looking
Hours.
at.
Yeah.
In any weather, whether it's raining or whether it's sunny, every weather has its own glamour there. So I think that when I first went for the interview, that thing caught my attention. I'm like, I can sit here and forever,
For hours together.
I need people's fantasy, that whole beautiful scene is it's so beautiful that you can just sit there and keep watching and keep looking at it.
Watching
So
it.
I do that. So that's fun.
Any myth about RJing?
I don't know, maybe I think people think it's extremely fun. They are having a lot of fun, because but no matter what, you still have to keep that kind of the tone and stuff, because I think just like my third show when I went, I heard just before the show I heard that a colleague of mine passed away. And I was shattered, but I had to go. I have to do the show, and I couldn't
You
let
had to be
my
composed.
communicate that. So it's not all rosy, it's not all fun. You have days, but you still have to put that brave face and yet put that still get that smile in your voice so people can hear you. So I guess that's probably the myth.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Like, you know, you have to literally put up with everything. And you know
Yeah,
that your time slot, you have to be so composed with your emotions. And you have to be very strong. Like one has to be very strong, you know, to
yeah,
kind of like mask all those emotions and yet at the same time portray a picture saying, you know,
yeah, it's
hey, what do you want? Do you want to listen to this song? Isn't it?
exactly. Show must go on.
Yeah, the show shouldn't stop. It should go on. Come on, ladies. Though, you know, uh, back end, you know, whatever happens, like you have to take it for granted. Yes, it's happened, so you have to move on. Yeah, the
Yeah,
mental ability has to be so composed. Yeah, excellent, excellent. And you are never bored anyway, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, I think I have questioned you quite a bit. So, do you have anything to say about, you know, what was special about your career as RJ, which you have kind of like, you know, mentioned in bits and pieces? Maybe just, you know, to sum it up and give it to the audience.
Sure, yeah. And I think what I would like to say is it feels really nice when people, call and they talk, even if they don't want to go online. It feels really good because then, you know that they're listening to you. In fact, my husband ensures that, he puts the show on, and my kids don't understand Hindi so much,
In
but
there?
he makes
Yeah,
them show all the time. He's
listen
like,
to
Mom
oh,
is
nice.
to it. So I think, well, that's definitely something back home, but I think for everyone else it probably, is a good opportunity to somehow get the kids accustomed to the culture back home, because that,
Yeah,
movies are, we have grown up watching the movies, and that's how we have connected. If I have learned Telugu, I must say, learn Telugu watching movies. There was no other way I could learn Telugu, because
learn
me
Telugu.
being from
Yeah.
North, everybody talked to me in Hindi, even if they were Telugu, because being from Hyderabad, they were like, because, oh, she's from North. So I never got an opportunity to learn Telugu when I was in school. But as when you grow up and you start watching movies, so when I speak Telugu, you will see that it's a reflection of, Tollywood language. So
Don't worry, even my Telugu, though my mother tongue is Telugu, the way I speak my Telugu is completely out of way. It's not the proper Telugu at all. So we both can communicate. Don't worry. Probably you'll be doing better than me. Excellent, excellent. So
more, and so that we can, there's in a way, just the way we are, we are draping saris and bringing that awareness, and breaking the bias in a way, saying that it's all right, it's okay for you to dress the way you want to, and stand out in the crowd, even if you stand, you probably you probably don't fit there, because but you're still standing out kind of a way, right? The same way, I think we should go back to our roots, listen to our music, because that connects to our soul. It's a part of our DNA. So
yeah,
I guess
yeah. Music anyway, it connects anyone, isn't it? It connects anyone. Yeah.
And who knows,
Excellent.
your children learn a couple of words here and there while listening to the songs.
Have you tried any opportunities back home in India, like doing it online? Because there are so many opportunities. Like, have you tried?
No, not really. I've got a full schedule with 2 children and a full-time job. This is
No, it's a nice platform to step into, because it's all online at the moment, which is
it's a good
kind of like
situation.
done remotely.
I will
Oh, I'm giving you the idea now. I'm giving you the idea. Well, that's excellent. That's excellent. I hope the listeners here and the viewers here enjoyed. And there are a few here. Let me just say hi to them. There are quite a few who have joined in. Thank you, ladies, for joining in. I'm so glad to see so many names here. I think I stopped here with Lata Nagraj auntie. Mamta, thank you for joining in. Mamta, Renuka, thank you. Pooja, thank you. Pooja is saying hello, ladies. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Yamini. Thank you. Yamini saying hello. Thank you, Smruti. Thank you, Mrunalini. Thank you, Nandini. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, Sadhana. Thank you, Sharda. Thanks, Revati. Revati has been in for quite a few sessions now. She's a regular one. Thank you, Revati. So nice of you to join. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Hemavati. Thank you, Savita. Thank you, Uma. That's excellent seeing Uma after a very long time. Thanks, Pratima. Thanks, Bharti. Yes, so many new ones here. Excellent. Thank you, ladies, for joining in. It was excellent. So do the viewers here have any questions for Abhilasha before we wind up? If you have any, about RJ or anything, you can ask her now. If not, you can put that in the message box and she would be very happy to answer them. Yeah? Do you have any questions for us, whoever is on the platform here? I should have asked that before, like I was babbling away. I was so excited, asking those questions. Doesn't look like. Well, thank you, Abhilasha, for coming in. And it was a nice exposure in this platform of someone in the RJ capacity. Interestingly, it's only India and Pakistan who uses the word as a radio jockey, isn't it? And UK and US have got their own radio hostess, radio broadcaster. And we are the only 2 countries, India and Pakistan, use the word radio jockey. It's something to take home as a trivia. Interesting. Yeah, so I kind of like, it was fascinated. Like, as soon as I heard, they said, oh, I should bring you to this platform. Though it is, kind of like, it might be simple, but that itself is a career for some. I thought, okay, I have to touch base and inspire someone, to, if they are passionate about, talking, especially like, if their communication skills is great, this is the platform for them to hop in and take that as an opportunity. Yeah. And
absolutely, and it was really very good for me, because I had forgotten to speak Hindi, for years, and I had to remind myself that I have to speak person of it in Hindi, and so that
Yeah.
was something
Even I have
that
forgotten my Hindi. I have done my master's in Hindi. Like, I literally struggle sometimes because it's been nearly 20 years. Like, it's only through movies I have been watching. Like, I have just forgotten to write. I prefer to write in Hindi. I just love Hindi so much. So it's sometimes you kind of like feel that gap there. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhilasha, for
thank
joining
you,
in.
Hema. Doing here is great. It's so nice to the way you bring around a very varied people around with different backgrounds and stuffs, and again the whole the time pieces, the sari, which is I think it's great because it just bonds you with whoever is wearing a sari, because you're like, oh, we are similar, right? And then you
Correct,
connect with
correct.
them instantly. So I think this is a great platform, and thank you so much for bringing me here.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you. So, ladies, Abhilasha and I will be signing off. Stay tuned for the announcement on Sunday for the next week's session. All right. So, I will see you all next week. Bye for now. Bye, ladies. Thanks, Abhilasha. Bye.